In this module, we're going to talk about moving around in a document. You probably already know that you can use the mouse and scroll up and down to find the desired spot, or you can use the keyboard and do the following. First of all, you can use the right arrow to move a character at a time, or the left arrow to move a character at a time to the left. If you want to move a word at a time to the right, hold the Control key down. And notice how it jumps a word to the right. And the opposite is true as well. Control arrow left moves the cursor to the left. If you want to move a paragraph at a time, hold the Control key down and the arrow down, and vice versa. Control arrow up. If you want to move down a line, use just the down arrow key by itself, and the up arrow key moves a line at a time up. If you want to go to the end of the window, hold the Control and the Alt key down, and then page down. Be careful not to press arrow down, and then you can press Control, Alt, page up, and that will get you up to the top. If you want to move to the end of a document, hold the Control key down and press End. If you don't have an End key, you probably have a Function key that will work along with your right arrow. So you can hold the Control key, Function, and then right arrow. And then to come back up is Control, Function, Home, or right arrow, or Control Home, whichever way your computer works. Okay, let's talk about selecting text now. We're going to start using the mouse. You already know that you can click and drag your mouse to select text as you go down through your document. But if you want to select just a word at a time, instead of clicking and dragging, you can just double click on the word and it will select. If you want to select a line of text at a time, move the pointer over here to the left of the line until it changes to the right pointing arrow, and then click. And then it selects the whole line. If you want it to select a whole sentence, that's when you hold the Control key down, that's unselect, hold the Control key, and then click anywhere in the sentence that you want. And see how it highlights it up into where the period is. If you want to highlight a whole paragraph, triple click anywhere in that paragraph. If you want to select multiple paragraphs, move the pointer to the left of the first paragraph until it changes to a right pointing arrow, and then press and hold the left mouse button while you drag the pointer either down or up, selecting the text that you want to select. Now, let's say you want to do more than just that, maybe to do a larger block of text. Click at the start of the selection, then scroll down to the end of the selection. Holding the Shift key, come to the end of the selection and click where you want it to end. Notice now that it's selected or highlighted everything from where you started to where you ended. Now that we know how to select text, let's talk about deleting text. Let's first learn how to do that using the keyboard. If I want to delete a character to the right, I'm going to hold the Delete key. From the cursor, anything to the right will be deleted. Now, if I want to delete a character at a time to the left, that's backspace. I'm going to Control Z to get those back. If I want to delete a word to the left, I'm going to hold the Control, whoops, I got to get a word to the left, Control, backspace, and then a word to the right is Control Delete. You can also select text. Let's say, for example, I wanted to delete this word. I can double click on Thanksgiving and I can do Control X. Control Z brings it back. Now let's talk a little bit about copying and moving text. There are several different ways to do this, and I want to just show you a few of them. We've already talked about Control X, deleting. Now if I move my cursor down here and I hit Control V as in victory, that pastes it right where I have my cursor. I can click down here, Control V, and I can paste this anywhere. I can also click paste, and that will do it as well if I wanted to do that. And right click. Right click, paste. That will do the same thing as well. Actually, 4 different ways of pasting. Now that was cutting and pasting. Let's talk about copying and pasting. Let's come up here to this paragraph. It's still somewhat put together. And let's select the paragraph. Remember how we did that? Triple click. Now let's say we wanted to move this whole paragraph down to here. Now there are several different ways we could do that. We could click and drag it, and that would do that. I'm going to undo. I could right click, copy, click down where I want it to be entered, and right click, paste. We'll undo. Let's see. And then finally, we could hit copy here, or we could right click copy. We could Control C copy. Scroll down, Control V paste. There are several different ways of copying, pasting, cutting and pasting, and deleting. And just a quick word about undo and redo. You have the buttons up here. If you want to see all the various things that you've done, it shows you a certain number of actions that you have done. I'm just going to undo all 16 actions and let's see what happens. Now I've pretty much restored my document. Or you can do Control Z, but I'd have to do Control Z 16 times in order to get it back to the way it is here. Learning these skills will help you move around more quickly and perform functions more efficiently, so make sure that you're able to do each one of them.